Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be talking about everything we know about the April update. So we're going to be going back to the NGS headline which featured last month, and we're going to be breaking down every little thing. But first of all, of course, is the keyword. So today's keyword is springtime. So that's SPRINGTIME, all in one word, okay? Then you're going to press enter. Once that is done, you're going to press escape, go to systems, go to get campaign items, and receive item account. And you're going to notice that you get 2 Strugman A's, 2 B's, as 2 C's. So make sure to pick those up. Now with that out of the way, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I have opened over here is of course the NGS headline. As we can see, these are the new things coming on April 6th. So this is the first half of the April update, because the April update will be split into 2 parts. So we will get the super challenging quest on the second half of April, which means we won't see that until the 20th, okay? However, there will be plenty of content to keep us busy from the 6th until the 20th, simply because we have the level cap being increased to 45. We're getting brand new photon arts. Now, unfortunately, it seems like every class is just getting 1 new photon art. So that is a little bit unfortunate. We're just going from 3 photon arts to 4. But you know, whatever, I'll take anything at this point. So we're getting new photon arts. As for my technique users, don't worry, we are getting compound techniques. Now, as people corrected me back when I did like the recap of the NGS headline, the compound techniques are a combination of 2 elements. So I believe fire is with dark, and then ice is with light, and lightning is with wind, I think. I'm not 100% sure on what 2 elements are combined together for each one, but basically compound techniques, think of it like a photon blast. But unfortunately, bouncers do not have a compound technique. That is what I believe. I think it's only a force and techer thing. So just keep that in mind. Now, this is the biggest change that I am looking forward to, and that is of course PSE Burst Encores in rank 3 combat sectors. So this won't kick in until April 6th. So if you're wondering, wait, why am I not getting Encores? Well, it's because it's not implemented yet. But basically how the PSE Burst Encore works is after a PSE climax concludes and you kill the boss, there is a chance of getting another PSE burst right off the bat. So this is really good, especially if you, well, you know, you're just farming seasonal points, or you're just farming for triggers, or just farming for anything in general, because just having the chance of getting back-to-back PSE burst is freaking awesome. Now, you can bet that we will be figuring out how the PSE Burst Encore works, or how to trigger it more often. I'm going to assume it's pure RNG in the beginning. However, over time, I'm sure we're going to get enough data to figure out how to proc it more often. I'm going to assume it probably has something to do with how fast we kill things. So you know right now where we can quote-unquote break the PSE burst, where you just kill all the enemies and there's like nothing spawning and you're just kind of sitting around and waiting. I think that might be one of the contributing factors for a PSE Burst Encore. Next up is we will be getting weapon camos for all of the 5-star rarity weapons, except for the relics. They didn't cover the relic in the video. So that is unfortunate, because I know a lot of people really want the relic weapon camos, because the relic weapons look freaking awesome. But if you wanted the Giga weapon camo or any of the other Retem weapons, you can obtain them after April 6th through the rank 2 urgent quests. Next up, we are getting the Battledia purple rank 2s. So this is in Retem, the purple triggers in Retem, and there is a low chance of obtaining this glide over here, which kind of reminds me of Apex Legends when you're like dropping in. However, it is a different color variant compared to the old Scratch. The old Scratch had like blue glitter effects. This one has a purple one, but this isn't as valuable as the one in Alio, because the Alio was a dash animation. And as a free-to-play, you don't have that many options for dash animations, while for glide animations, you got a lot. Like for example, my main character over here, she has the Angel Wing Glide, and you know, I'm very happy with the Angel Wing Glide. It's very over the top, and I just prefer this glide instead. But that is not all. We are also getting a new enemy type called the Equalizing Enemy. Think of these as like the enhanced units, except instead of breaking like their little yellow pea canister or whatever, you have to just straight up kill this unit. There's no part to break. So if you don't kill this specific unit, apparently it buffs all the other units around them or all the other enemies. So you really want to target it and kill that one first. So yeah, very interesting design. However, an interesting tidbit is these enemies have a chance of dropping arms refiners, and they will drop significantly more Meseta, just like how the elite or the megalodics type of mobs also drop more Meseta than usual. All of the gigantics will be raised to level 49 since our max level is 45. However, something that I missed the first time was Hero actually said that they will be dropping Photon Scales. So hunting for Gigas is definitely going to become a thing, or running purple triggers over and over, simply because they drop Photon Scales, and that is definitely going to be a new market where you upgrade a Sanguine weapon to potential level 3 or even potential level 4, throwing the weapon onto the market and making a substantial amount of money. This is definitely going to be a thing. So if you are the type of person that really likes hunting gigantics, you could take advantage of this and make some money. Now, speaking about weapons, we have to talk about the new Kuku weapons over here. So the new Kuku weapons apparently are not going to be as strong as the Sanguine weapons or the relic weapons. However, to be perfectly honest, I would take this with a grain of salt, because they did say that the Sanguine weapons was going to be on par with the relic weapons. However, in reality, the Sanguine weapons are much better than the relic weapons. So take that with a grain of salt. We're gonna have to see when these weapons drop and actually experiment with them. However, I have a hunch that these weapons are gonna be dropping from the veterans. For example, if you want the katana, you're probably gonna need to hunt down the Bujin, because the Bujin has a lot of braver looking skills. And if you want jet boots, you probably have to fight Kelkundo, so forth and so on. So I do have a feeling that this will revolve around veteran and veteran hunting to get these specific weapons. What I'm just wondering is, what are their potentials going to be? They kind of hinted that these potentials are going to be different for each weapon. So it's going to be similar to the relic series, how each weapon has different type of potentials or different special effects. So I can't wait to see what these Kuku weapons have in store for us. Now, if you're worried about Photon Scales, don't worry. They specifically said that these weapons are just going to use regular materials. They're not going to require any Photon Scales. Next up is a bunch of quality of life features. Now, remember 2 days ago, I made a whole rant about like, oh my goodness, you know, we need to fix this game. There's so many quality of life issues, but they are moving towards the right direction. The first big change is recruit new party members. So I'm going to play a short clip to show you how this system works. So once you get to the party menu, there's going to be a new option here called recruit party members. And once you click on recruit party members, this menu will pop up where you can select what objective or what activity you're doing, as well as minimum battle power requirements and level restrictions. So as you can see here, there is quite the list. So are you veteran hunting or dread enemy suppression? Are you gigantic hunting? Are you just doing your dailies? Are you in the middle of an urgent quest, or are you planning to do Battledias? And by selecting the objective, it automatically fills in the battle power requirement. So you can see here that they're going to be running purple triggers. It automatically knows that, yo, if you're an Alio and you're doing purple triggers, the minimum battle power requirement is 1957. So it automatically ticks this. So only people who are 1957 battle power or above can join your party. Then you're simply going to click start recruitment. And now for people who are looking for a party, you're simply just going to go to communications and nearby characters, and people who are recruiting are going to have this little pink symbol over here, or purple. I'm colorblind, I can't tell the difference. So you're simply going to hover over their name and you'll see right here party member recruitment information with whatever objective they're doing, as well as the battle power requirement. You can also set a level requirement if you want, and on top of that, you can also see who is in the party already, as well as their main class and subclass, as well as their levels, which is super nice. So all you need to do is click on their name, go to party, and go to join party, and boom, you automatically join their party. There's no password, there's no complications. It's done. It's super easy. This is very intuitive, very nice to have. And on top of this, you can finally join a party in the middle of an urgent quest. So you know how you queue solo into an urgent quest and there's like a bunch of you guys all standing there and you can't get the party buff because you can't invite each other? Now you can, all right? So please take advantage of this feature. Please all join a party and group up together when you are about to do an urgent quest, because come on guys, it's a 10% free try boost. So there's really no reason not to join a party when you guys are doing the urgent quest, especially if you're ready in the room. You know, there's 8 people in the room, right? Just join a party, okay? Just give everyone that try boost. Everyone wins. Next up is set up your own photo room. So this is the photo room feature. Great for people who want to take a lot of screenshots because it just poofs away all the enemies. However, there will be some key items that do disappear as well. I don't know what the key items are. Probably like fruits and vegetables and tames, I'm guessing, because they probably don't want people abusing this. Maybe minerals will disappear as well. I'm not 100% sure of what they meant by things will disappear, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Now the next one is of course a playlist. So this is great for my ship 2 character because I have a lot of music where I can actually make a frickin' playlist and not play the same song over and over and over. Because after listening to Koi Koi for 10 hours straight, you go a little bit cuckoo. So this is nice that now I can set an actual playlist. However, if you're a premium member, you get to set 4 different playlists. So maybe you have a chill playlist, maybe you have a material farm playlist, maybe you have a grinding playlist or a hardcore veteran hunting playlist, so forth and so on. However, as a free-to-play player, we only get 1 playlist, but to be perfectly honest, that's fine by me because I only need 1 playlist. Next up is we can easily check our color changeable outfits. So basically we're gonna have like a little square on the bottom left corner of our portraits where you can see what the color is of our outfit, like the default color, and that way you know that these outfits can be color changed. So yeah, that's great, I guess. And now we have the option to show your innerwear. So innerwear is basically your panties and your bras. So you can show your panties or hide your panties or hide your bra and stuff like that. But no, you cannot go full 100% nude. It doesn't work like that. This is really just for if you have a very sexy swimsuit on, for example, and you don't have any sexy innerwear which goes with the bikini. Well, then you could just straight up hide the innerwear and just show the bikini because the bikini is covering all the important parts already. So it's perfectly fine. Next up is the new stamp display options. This is very important because I can't tell you how many times we're fighting a boss and suddenly there's a gigantic stamp that pops up in my screen and I can't see the weak spot anymore because, you know, Ash is waving at me. I'm like, okay, buddy. So now we can actually hide the pop-up without disabling the stamps. So it's just going to show over here in your chat log instead. So this is quite a nice change because at the current version of the game, the only way to hide the pop-ups is to just straight up disable the stamps, and that is pretty much the only way right now. So I'm glad that they're making this change so I can still have stamps enabled, but without the inconvenience of it covering my screen and not letting me see weak spots. Now they finally added a streamer mode. They're only like a year late, but at least we finally get it. So streamer mode is extremely useful for people who are streaming, obviously, or people like me who are recording videos. Like maybe I want to do like a market video where I'm running around town, I'm trying to showcase all these different things, and sometimes people see me and they're like, oh, is it inconvenient to say hi? Do I say hi? Do I not say hi? Blah 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 blah. Now with streamer mode turned on, you can shout all you want and I can't see squat. But in all seriousness, streamer mode is a very nice addition because I can't tell you how many times where I turned off area chat and I forget to turn it back on afterwards. I'm like, wow, there's like 100 people in town and it's so quiet. I wonder what's going on. I figure it out pretty soon, but still, knowing me, I am very, very forgetful. Next up is the upgraded display rare drop animation settings. So currently in game, if you go to systems, go to options and scroll to the very bottom under controls, you can see there is rarity settings for item drop animations. So this is the animation that shows you rare drop. So by default, it is set to 4 stars or above. You can actually set this to 5 stars or above if you don't want to see the rare drop animation whenever a 4-star rarity weapon drops. Because, you know, we don't really care about 4-star rarity weapons, especially if you're farming at endgame, you only care about the 5 stars. However, starting from April 6th, we can actually categorize when we see the rare drop animation. So for example, if we only want to see 5-star armors, 5-star weapons, but 4-star rarity triggers, for example, or consumables. That way you can set it so that when you see the rare drop pop up, you're like, okay, I got something good, I got something interesting, so I can check my inventory. While at the current state of the game, well, if it's set at 4, you get rare drop all the time and you're kind of like, it's garbage, whatever, does it have a fixer? Next up is a pretty good upgrade, and that is search for augments with the view preset skill market prices feature. So this sounds super duper complicated, quite the mouthful, so I'm just going to show you in game what the heck this is. So for example, over here I have the Zest armor with a Fixa Guard 2, right? So when I click on this, there is check preset skill market prices. When I click on this, I can search the market price for the exact same armor with a Fixa Guard 2. So when I click on search units with same price, you can see right here that these are all the different armors that are available, which also have Fixa Guard 2. 1.8 mil is actually a pretty good deal in my opinion. But you can customize this. Let's say that I don't want Fix a Guard 2, maybe I want Fix a Guard 5. Then you can search units with the same name. Unfortunately, there aren't any with Fix a Guard 5, so we'll bump it down to 4. And when we go to 4, wow, there's still none. So like 3 maybe? Okay, so there are a couple of 3s over here. But yeah, so you can actually switch this around too. Let's say that you don't want Fix a Guard. You just want any Fix a 5. Then you can search for same unit and boom, you see, here's a Fix a 5 Natural, here's an Enthusia, as well as another Enthusia. Wow, 8 mil for this one, 35 mil for that one. There's a big difference over here. But the new change coming on April 6th, not only can we just search for fixes, you can actually search for specific capsules. Let's say that I want this armor with like a Fix a 3 with an Addy capsule on it. Then you'll be able to search Addy capsules as well, and then search units with same names. So filter out all the armors and only give you the armors with an Addy capsule on it. And thus this makes price checking a lot easier to see, yo, I've got this really cool item, how much is it worth on the market? You can just search it immediately instead of browsing through an entire list going like, okay, how many of these armors have Addy capsules on them, blah, 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 blah. And you know, it saves you a lot of time. However, that is not all for the April update. The main thing that we should all be looking forward to is going to be the super challenging quest. Now, we won't know what the super challenging quest is until we get to see the NGS headline on April 5th. So stay tuned for this because you bet your butts I will be doing a recap of the NGS headline. But this should be the main thing that we should be looking forward to. And of course, don't forget we are getting the high rank sectors for all of the combat zones in Retem. So that is Al Noth as well as lower levels. And on top of that, we can also look forward to some new balance adjustments for all classes in the April update. So as my braver players know, on February 9th, we got this big update where our weapon action can guard against attacks from all directions. This was huge. This was a very, very big deal for braver players. However, look forward for bigger changes for all the classes because we are going to be getting some balance adjustments. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they plan to do, you know, make all the other classes even stronger because I think that is the way to go. Just make everyone stronger across the board. Another thing they are also adding is Leah May's repeatable tasks are going to become daily now instead of weekly, which is really, really nice because Leah May's repeatable tasks are actually a very good way to level up. Especially during the early game before you fight next Vera, this is so clutch. It gives you that extra EXP so you can actually level above level 10 before you fight next Vera. I learned the hard way as I was leveling up my ship 4 character. Next Vera kicked my ass. And last but not least, in the next NGS headline, we will get a sneak peek of what we are getting in May. So there is the NGS first year anniversary event. I really hope they don't fudge this up, man. It's the NGS first anniversary event. Please don't make it just like every other seasonal event. Make it special. Make it something memorable. So in conclusion, there is a ton of stuff to look forward to in April, and it's actually only like a week away. So I am looking forward to this. It's going to be a good update. There's going to be a lot more stuff for us to do, especially if you're a new player. I realized when I was playing my ship 4 character, like fresh character right out the gate, it's actually a really, really fun game for first timers. You know, players like me, we're jaded because, you know, we played the game so much, we've beaten all the content, we've beaten the crap out of everything, and so we're jaded to the point where it's like, we've done everything in the game, there's nothing to do in the game. But for a brand new player, like, NGS is actually really, really awesome. Like, when I was replaying the story on my ship 4 character, it felt good. It felt so good to like just not care about efficiency and try to blaze through it as fast as humanly possible and just be like, I'm just gonna explore, I'm just gonna do whatever, because there was so much stuff that I forgot. I didn't even remember how to do like half of the cocoons. I went to the cocoon, I was like, this was a thing? I don't remember doing this. And it was pretty fun. So that is definitely some advice for newer players, is take your time, guys. The end game is the same. You're gonna get to the end game eventually, sooner or later. And then once you get there, you're gonna realize it's the same thing over and over and over again, because there's only like 5 activities you can do. So chill out, enjoy the process, enjoy the exploration, play at your own pace. But in the April update, I'm gonna go hard because I don't take any of my advice. Do as I say, not as I do. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye. Alright, everyone's favorite part, the thumbnail. I think we're gonna go the very safe, everything we know about the April update or something along those lines. So let me see. Well, I'm gonna do the Poggers face. Alright, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the res.